Well, we are back for some Bleach Soul Resonance, and just really quickly I wanted to get into, because I talked about this in the last video, but just that play style differences are important to characters. And sorry if I'm like, putting someone's, Reddit, on screen or anything. I mean, this is a pretty like small channel, so I hope no one really minds, but I just want to say that this person sort of shares the opinion that I had prior, which is that I know that not everyone wants to be the person using like a tactics character who dominates all of the screen time, right? So on a side note, I'm not a fan of the direction they're taking tactics characters by making them take the most on-field time to maximize team DPS, because Aizen and Nell need to be on-field to build stacks. It's cool that Aizen and Nell can basically flex as a main DPS if you don't happen to have the full assault character, but I like on-fielding my main DPS more than a tactic. That's actually what I was bringing up, is that it is my opinion that if, and I say this all the time, and actually I didn't open the game before this. Let me open the game really quickly. Yeah, if you have a character that you like in Bleach Soul Resonance, at least for right now, the best case scenario for them, so if you're like the biggest Soi Fon fan in the world, is that they end up being a tactics character, because tactics characters just dominate the field. And I don't think this will always be the case. I think if tomorrow they gave Bankai Ichigo, I don't know, 300% more damage, you know what I mean? Just something. I mean, they literally did that to Aizen. I mean, what? I don't know why I'm saying that like it's ridiculous. They literally did it to this button right here. They just gave it 1 billion more damage. But when they do stuff like that, they'll end up being the characters that dominate the field. So I'm going to keep this open actually, because I do need this open, because we're going to talk about how much currency we've gotten. But for now, we're going to switch over to the info that we have, which is Zoom. There we go. Shout out to Square Advisor for this info. So we got Soi Fon official info, a strike core 2-hit kill, and we get a free YORUICHI. Yes. Let's go back to the game really quickly. How many YORUICHIs do I have? This was literally my time, dude. 47,000 power YORUICHI, bringing down the house. 4,000 attack, 44% crit rate, 100% crit damage. That crit rate, by the way, goes up quite a bit with her lightning flash. No, where is it? It's one of these. One of these gives her crit percent. I'll never know what the character, guys. I'm sorry, I think it's actually her weapon. Yeah, here we go. Her lightning seal is what I was looking for. 8% up to 32%. So YORUICHI has quite a bit of baked in crit rate. Mind you, this is without actually raising her stamp to level 3 or, level 30, because I haven't gotten one that is good enough. I should continue to farm more YORUICHI stuff. But let's go. We love YORUICHI. We've got her 2 boundaries in her already. It brings her lightning seal stacks up to 8, as well as this will give me her exclusive avatar, which is pretty cool. I don't have many of these for characters that are SSR, so that's nice. And that's going to give her a bunch of levels. Level 4 will give you stomping strike damage. That is not bad at all. And if you were lucky enough to get to level 6 or boundary 6, you get quite an increase. I mean, 30% crit damage, stacking up to 3 times, and it reduces her perfect dodge cooldown to 8. That is nuts. That is really good. I really like that. So yeah, this character, and these aren't even her buffs. She hasn't gotten buffed yet, by the way. So we don't even know what she's gonna get. But let's just continue to go in here. Oh wait, actually, it was this one. This is the capture for this. So summary of new information mentioned in the official video. Soi Fon is a strike tactical DPS. She features a quick attack bond buff with YORUICHI, and her overall playstyle focuses on flash step raids by applying marks to trigger burst DPS. She serves as the core character for completing the strike type team composition. I assume that flash step raids is similar to YORUICHI. If you have YORUICHI, if you've used YORUICHI, you know that she goes zips around, and it's really cool. It feels good. It feels like you're playing the character that you're playing, right? I think that's one of the great things about this game, is I think that they really do capture the character, right? So that is really cool. Her skills include numerous teleports and physical techniques. Her Shikai ability to hit kill is designed in-game as a battlefield skill, and branch attack, consuming battlefield skill energy, triggers Soi Fon's battlefield skill, applying the Hominka, the B crest mark on the target. And when Soi Fon applies or detonates this mark, it inflicts a fragile state on the target. Fragile is interesting because it's going to be a defense down, maybe? Defense down is really good if it's like an Aizen thing. I hope Fragile is a defense down genuinely. But while in this state, any attack received by the target triggers a type of ailment damage called Sting Kill. Oh, okay. So, okay. This says official. I want to hammer on that this does say official video information, which means not a leak. So if all of this is right, then Sting Kill is sounding to me like maybe an SSR version, if you guys know where I'm going with this, of Haneko's assist, which is, uses the Haneko mark. Haneko is extremely powerful. I would say that it's one of the strongest, and like a vacuum, I think it's one of the strongest effects in the game. So if this is just like an SSR version, that could definitely be good. Let's get Yoruichi back on the screen just because it's, it's her apprentice essentially that we're talking about. But this is really interesting because if I've brought it up, but getting SSR versions of SSR characters who are essentially doing their mechanic but a little better, it's probably going to be something we see. But I do really like the idea of a character like Soi Fon applying a mark and then swapping out into a Yoruichi, because here is my perfect world right now. And this goes back to something we've talked about, just a moment ago, which is a character who wants a little more time on field is Yoruichi. Grimjaw is another character who might come out and want a little more time on field. I would like to see Soi Fon be one of the few tactics characters at this point who wants to play the backside. And actually, let me put up Soi Fon's video information just so we can watch something. So I would like to see Soi Fon be a character who wants to play the backside. I know this is like a little framey, but we'll make do. Soi Fon at this point is someone who I saw people speculate that when she ults, it seems like she's sort of incapacitated for a little bit. Maybe she consumes the mark and then has to play back for a bit. I think that would be perfect. That would be perfect. Yoruichi is not a character that wants to spend a lot of time off field. Yoruichi wants, and you can see those flash step rates. That looks great. She looks great. If this is like early impressions of her like model and stuff like that, she looks amazing. But yeah, Yoruichi is not a character that wants to play the back a lot. She doesn't have a bunch of cancels that I've found that seem as good as other characters. We can see this is probably something related to her tactics. And yeah, here comes her ult. It looks awesome. That looks awesome. But she slumped over for quite a while. I feel like we could probably see her swap out here. Things like that, right? I think there's a real case to be made that we can see Soi Fon be a field reliant tactics character that lets us use characters like Grimjaw, lets us use characters like Yoruichi, and hopefully that means we're going to be getting some more screen dominant DPS characters who actually want to be on field, taking up the space, right? Because, and we'll go back for a moment, as of right now, we know that the main DPS characters in the game, Kenpachi, Gin, and now I would say, I actually wouldn't say this about Hitsugaya, even though Hitsugaya is very, very good. I think you could make an argument that Hitsugaya well and deserves being called a main DPS character. I mean, obviously he's the special DPS for Spirit, but when I think about people talking about characters, they're typically talking about Gin and Kenpachi because these are the ailment characters, right? These are the ailment damage characters. So when people talk about what are the best DPSs in the game, they focus around ailment. I know Freeze is an ailment, obviously, so it doesn't keep Hitsugaya out of the conversation entirely, but without boundaries, and obviously without his weapon stamp, it is much harder to get that like explosiveness out of him than these characters who all sort of work with the inherently dominant ailment characters, right? So I think that getting more shine onto characters like Toshiro, who is I would call him an on-field warrior. These aren't the fastest animations to get through. Ice Wall, you need to use it, then get into his proc that gets him into dragon, get him into ultimate. He now can do ultimate very quickly, very fast. So not at all a problem in his case. But these are things to consider when you compare it to Gin, who essentially literally never needs to be on the field except to technique and ult, or Kenpachi, who is only really sticking on the field to ult, right? I would like to see it. I would like to see Yoruichi be that character, that gateway. Soi Fon and Yoruichi be that gateway, and then we move into something like Grimjaw, who can be way more active on field, perhaps. I think that'd be super good for the game. I think it's good for the overall health of the game, because I don't want my game to just be one type of character. I think one thing Bleach Soul Resonance should get a lot of credit for is they've been very good at isolating these playstyles and creating characters who feel real to the series, right? And I do enjoy that quick swap playstyle, but I would also enjoy a little bit of stick-to-itiveness with someone like Bankai Ichigo or Hitsugaya, right? So let me get those off the screen. Next, I want to talk about our resources, because we reset. Yes, we did. We reset. And I don't want to make this its own video. I don't want to milk you guys for views. So if you're still sticking around here, I appreciate you. Know that I'm doing this in the same video so that it doesn't feel like I'm just like milking out videos. I'm just like doing like, you know, a 5-minute video here talking about this and then a 7-minute video. You know, I'm going to combine these things so it feels like this is like a fuller video. But let's talk about our rewards so far. I'm at 11,503 Jade. Subtract about 2,000-ish from that, I think, because, and I do want to say this, I took a poll. People agreed with me that it would be, or not like agreed, but people said that it would be reasonable to use the monthly here. I'm putting this on screen. I'm letting it be known. I do consider myself still a free-to-play channel. But I am using the monthly now to help me supplement getting B0 characters. This will not at all change the way I grade characters. Every single time you see me get a character on this channel, I will be grading them between B0 and at most B2. Even if I got 5 Soi Fons in one pull in a few days, guess what? I'm still only grading her right here in B2 at most. I'll boundary, I'll dupe her, I'll use the dupes, but my impression of the character will be in the B0 showcase, in the B1 showcase, in the B2 showcase, right? So that's not going to change about this channel, but I do want to say that I did take a poll. 80% of you said that it'd be pretty chill to use this. After going for Nelel and after my Yuri approach, this is just a way to help me keep up with B0 releases so that I can showcase them and actually get you guys the information. But beyond that, we're going to be losing this banner in about 5 or 6 days, I guess is more appropriate. And we're at 11,000 Jade. Like I said, we've completely picked. Actually, let me go back in here real quick. We have not yet picked the refreshed shop clean here. So we can see that in 3 days, we'll be getting 3 limited time limited gacha tickets and 3 limited weapon tickets, which is super huge. I think that stuff really adds up, especially if that's all you're going for. We're going to get these in 1 day as well. That's really nice. Getting the monthlies is super nice. Beyond that, though, the content drop was yesterday as of recording this, maybe a day and a half ago, I guess, or something like that. You can see I haven't really been keeping up with this because I've gotten all the rewards out of it. See, it's just a gold here, which is not something I'm really stressed for. So make sure you at least get to 12,000 so that you can get your total rewards here. Make sure you get your Miasma Jade. Efficacy test, same thing here. The reason it's lit up is because I've bought out the shop, so there's no real reason for me to continue to doing this. Combat training, we're done. We've got our Jade there. Hueco Mundo Showdown. My Hueco Mundo Showdown right now is completely cleared up. We can go into my ranking here. Top 30. Oh, the big man on server 1, top 30. Free to play, not too fucking shabby, if I do say so myself. We can go into the run it. So actually, wait, can we see it like this? Yeah, we can see it right here. So we've essentially taken all of the percentages. There actually is one I want to bring up. So if I go here, no, not there. Where is it? How do I strategy prep here? There actually is one you can't take, which is this 20%er here. I didn't see a way to take it while also getting the remaining 20% here. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but like I increased stress damage, yeah, and then combo count, yeah. There wasn't a way I saw to get all of these, so these are the ones I ended up going with, the 35-35. Just get as much percentages as you can and drop the 20% here. Beyond that, though, that is a ton of Jade, so don't miss out on that. 800 Jade is not too shabby. We haven't even gotten the full amounts, but we can go to the thing here and see that, you know, it's going to switch over soon. So, Edge revealed, we did that. We're getting the Luck Unsealed, 300 Jade in here that we can't even access yet. I mean, I don't know if you guys got lucky, but I have not been able to tear through this yet for myself. We can go to Painted Path, got all that done. Beautiful. Flash Snapshot there. The reason this is lit up is because I had a few that I've only got an A rank in. I just want the Jade. Just, bitch, better have my money. I want the Jade. And otherwise, though, I'm not really stressing that too much. Deck Inspector, of course, is just quick rewards again. Quite a bit of Jade in here, and for not really much effort, if we're being completely honest. So we can go out of there. Anything else? Anything else that I want to just quickly go over? I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know what it is. Am I crazy? Am I nuts for thinking I'm missing something? I think I am. I think that is about it in terms of contents. Like I said, yeah, I'm still... There's something in there, something rattling around in my head, but I don't know what it is. But I guess we'll just have to put that off until next time. I guess all this is to say that I feel like the Jade amount has been very healthy. We got 6 more days of this, which should line up with the Soi Fon banner. My thoughts on this coming back is that this is a really high chance thing that this comes back every single time a new character comes out. So it does say, I think the fact that they made like an entire banner for this thing, much like they did for this with like the full release, means that we'll probably be getting it again. And I think it'll be something in tune with what they did for the limited time trial here, right? Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Obviously we've been working away at the minimum, the limited time trial, which I'm going to clear the moment I finish this video, essentially, is finishing this up, because obviously, you know, we got the first 8 done. Same way as before, by the way. I'm only looking at the second element, so I'm going to take Spirit through this, Slash through this one, Strike through this one, Spirit through this one, Slash through this one, Strike through this one, or, you know, what have you. And then for the last, like, 1 or maybe 2, if I decide, I'll do the thrust on these 2, right? And that'll quickly get those done with the least amount of resistance, right? But, yeah. I think that's it for now. Nice full video. Went over 2 major things that are happening. I didn't want to leave this video just like I said, I didn't want to have this be a short little stubby, you know, monetization video, essentially, where I'm just like, guys, look, Soi Fon's coming, and then nothing else. So decided to pack some extra meat into this one. But yeah, I've been Lone. If you've been sticking with me for this entire time, like if you like the video, subscribe to join the club. We all gonna make it, by the way, and peace.